Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barber, and with me is Jeff Dover, and let's talk football.
We're going over our San Francisco-Seattle review for the game on Sunday. It was an excellent game, really good touchdown to seal it at the end. What are your thoughts about the game?
Well, I'm thinking the San Francisco fans got to be loving the fact that Saleh is back.
Oh, man.
Because this looks like their Super Bowl caliber type defense, and I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with him.
Yeah, the defense looked great. He looked like he was having fun. Every now and then they cut to him and he was high-fiving people and stuff, and like it really looked different. This is the best I've seen Bosa look in a while. Now, part of that's probably being healthy, but like it did seem like the defense this looked like an old school Robert Saleh defense, right? This is what gave him what got him a head coaching job before. So it was really sort of a nice reminder of how good he was as defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think the fans might be hoping he's like Spagnuolo and just stays now.
Yeah.
Like just recognize this is what you're great at. Don't go be a head coach anymore. At least they just want him to stick around till they win a Super Bowl anyways.
No, and I understand the thought process. Like if you're a really good assistant coach and you'd like the idea of running the whole thing yourself, like that would always be the goal, but it is absolutely clear, like Norv Turner, like there's numerous assistant coaches or like a defensive offensive coordinators that excel in that role, like that don't, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, for sure. I thought that my initial thought was like Darnold looks good for Seattle. Like they found, I was worried that the Minnesota thing was an aberration, especially at the end of the season, but I thought he looked good for Seattle. Like he was 16 for 23 for 150 yards, but like he got pressured a lot. Like I don't think the reason why they came short was his fault, but I thought he looked good. I think if you're a Seattle fan, you're happy with him going forward.
Okay, so I was going to think the opposite. If it wasn't for Jackson Smith and Jigba, they have no offense.
Oh, is that what you're going to say? Okay.
Why? What did he have? 124 of those 150 yards were just to him?
Correct.
Well, so, all right, agree to disagree. I mean, it's just, first of all, 150 passing yards is not getting it done when you have no rushing yards. So this team looks kind of like last year's Seattle team that still can't run the ball. And okay, they obviously lost 2 star receivers, and it was kind of in the offseason, people are thinking, okay, so DK Metcalf and Lockett are gone. Who exactly replacing that? And apparently so far, obviously it's just one game, one sample size, but it looks like Njigba's job is to replace all of it.
Yeah, no, listen, you're not wrong. Like it was those are limited yards on offense. Those are limited yards passing. Now they got 2 turnovers, so that really helped them out. And they were winning in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. So, like I hear what you're saying. Like there's absolutely room for improvement. It's not bad, but I thought Darnold looked good considering it was against a really good defense. And I think Purdy was the real story. Imagine you've talked about this before, of all the people that thought that Purdy couldn't be the man or didn't deserve the money and stuff, but he looked like the man on Sunday when he came down for a game-winning touchdown.
Okay, I'll take the other side of that one too.
What?
Okay, so the 2 interceptions he threw. Okay, it's a mixed bag with him in this particular game. I think he is really good. I think he deserved the money, and I think saved Shanahan's career, at least at San Francisco. After they gave 3 picks away for Trey Lance, who's a complete bust, like can't even make a starting lineup.
Yeah.
And they have a throwaway pick on Purdy, which they were going to take a safety for, but then the safety happened to be taken, so they just grabbed Purdy. That saved Shanahan's career, that move right there. So, I mean, and his drafting choices with Moody. But anyways, so Purdy, I think he was pressing, or at least the announcers were saying, and it might be true, he was pressing to try to make something happen with sort of limited receivers after Jennings went out and Kittle went out, and all he had left that seemed reliable was Pearsall. And he threw some, I mean, the picks were, he put the ball in harm's way for sure, thinking his guys were going to make some kind of amazing play. So, but then again, he throws the game winner, which
should have been intercepted.
Yes. And Tonjes looked like he was the one that intercepted it from the defender.
Yeah. No, for sure. Listen, you're not wrong about that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a winning is important. and he led the game-winning drive and threw the game-winning touchdown pass. Like, and you're right. Was it, that was a bit of a 50-50 ball, right? Which you need your guy to go up and make a play on, which he did. That wasn't as egregious as some of those. The first pick, I think, was really bad. Like, literally, like, it's like he didn't see the guy standing in the middle and it hit him right in the hands. So that part was rough. That was the other line I had in terms of concern if you're a San Francisco fan, is that as a fan, it sucks to not be able to depend on the kicking game, because it's something you never really think about, and it's not like it should just happen. And because they don't get enough credit when they do make the kicks, but do they get the blame when they don't, right? Like an extra point, a missed extra point, and a missed field goal. That sucks. That you shouldn't be nervous about the special teams, right? Because this is a quality team, and it sucks that seems like that might be an issue.
Yeah. Oh boy, that is an ongoing issue, and they made it worse they put it under a bigger spotlight by using a third-round pick on that guy.
Yeah.
When you could just pick up kickers wherever.
Right.
I mean, the analyst, the tight end from Greg Olsen was saying. I mean, he knows lots of kickers who only just took up kicking a few years ago and are now professional kickers. He's like, this isn't. There's plenty of people who are really high caliber kickers who you don't use a draft pick on. Mm-hmm. And I've yet to do it. I'm sure a San Francisco analyst has gone back and looked at all the players they could have taken in that draft. And instead, they used that pick on Moody. So, and that's always painful, because when you go back and look what they could have had.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, you could do that for so many drafts and everything. But yeah, it sucks that. Okay, so the takeaway is that this is a division game, another one of those, right, which we talked about in our preview one. Division game, big win for San Francisco. Purdy led the touchdown winning drive at the end, and their defense looks like it's the best I've seen it look in the last couple of years, right? So that's great takeaways, in my opinion, for San Francisco. And I think Darnold looks good for Seattle. I think obviously there's room for improvement, but that was a tough opening game, and I thought they were winning in the fourth quarter. So, I was pretty happy. I thought it was a great game, and I was happy for both sides.
Yeah, for such limited offense, it felt like a playoff game. And okay, so what can we say about Seattle here? Darnold, I think the jury's out on how they did say that don't expect 14 wins, obviously, and he had a 1-2 receiving punch in Minnesota and a good run game. It was all there. Minnesota's all there, and a better offensive line. So I think he's fine right now. And okay, and Jigba, holy smokes. If this keeps up, that guy's going to have 1,800 yards this year, whatever. Yeah. So, but again, run game. Seattle's offensive line still leaves a bit to be desired, and the run game's it's got to get better. I know it's week one, but man, they're hitting you with division games now. Has this always been a thing, or is this new? Division games right out of the gates?
You asked about that before, but this feels like more division games than I'm used to, like in week one, because those same thing. We'll get to it later. If you haven't seen our Detroit Green Bay review, that'll be out at some point, so go check that one out. But that was those are two teams that we're thinking about being 1-2, in the division. So starting with a loss there is this. So I think this is going to be big for San Francisco. I think that Seattle looked better than I thought they would, and San Francisco looked great, which is great that they're starting out with a win, because they've had sort of a down year before. So,
all right, and then on the San Francisco side, I'll add that Bosa looks like Defensive Player of the Year, Bosa. Mm-hmm. And the key thing here, Richard Sherman likes to say this, he's a closer.
Yes.
And those final two plays of the game, he just took the game in his own hands.
Yep.
So right after an offside penalty that moved Seattle to 1st and 5 from, I don't know, somewhere within the 10-yard line, they run it up the middle. Bosa makes that play, a solo tackle on Walker. Mm-hmm. Then the play of the game that sealed the game, and I think there's maybe 5 people in the league that can do this. Mm-hmm. Maybe him, Watt, Myles Garrett, Parsons, and Max Crosby. I think that's your short list. Maybe Hendrickson. Yeah, that's it. Those are maybe the guys who can make this play. And he bold rushed, I say Abe Lucas. It turned him into basically turned him into a tackling dummy.
Yeah.
And just shoved him right into Darnold during his windup, and then also recovered the fumble all by himself. Mm-hmm. And that's just there's no, just it's so rare that there's a defensive end that has both the speed to go around the edges and the power to just plow right through a guy. And I remember, I think it was a year or two ago, he did this exact same thing to close out a game against the Raiders. He took his man and just plowed him right into the QB. It forced like a lollipop pass that one of the San Francisco DBs picked out. He's just standing there, and it essentially ended the game on this exact play. And a lot of defensive ends have the bend, the quick thing, like these 240 pounders now that can get around the edge. But in the NFL, there was an interview with one of the NFL's best offensive left tackles, and he said, all of that stuff doesn't. When you get to the NFL, if you have to have the bull rush power, and if you don't have that, it's all that speed. It doesn't, because you got to set the bull rush up with the speed, but that club has to be in the bag. Yeah, and Bosa's got obviously the whole bag, and he sets that play up. And he was probably setting that guy up for a while, and it just looks so easy. I mean, he just blasted that guy.
No, and that's a good point, because that's happened a couple times when we've talked about this in some of our other reviews from the NFL ones. Is that this year more? I mean, I guess this happens probably pretty regularly, but I'm every game I watch, there's at least one rookie offensive lineman. Like every game, they're like, "Oh, that's the rookie. Like that's the first round draft pick starting at guard, or that's the first round or the third round draft pick starting at tackle or something." And they immediately have problems. They don't immediately give up sacks or whatever, but they're like, oh yeah, he's going to have his hands full. Olsen said that on the broadcast in this game. They're like, he's going to have his hands full with that guy. Like it's taken everything he's got to stop him. So that's the feeling I had for the San Fran. Like their Bosa and that defense looks that good now. So.
Yeah, so takeaways for both teams. I think their defenses are similar. These defenses both look strong, and they're going to be problems for everyone that plays them. On the San Francisco side of things, they have the edge on offense right now, obviously. Now, it's a shame that Kittle got hurt.
Yeah, because they need him. They need him. Like, because don't know. Purcell's good, but like they need. Here's the other thing I was going to say about San Francisco. I hope McCaffrey is healthy and that he's feels extremely rejuvenated, because he had 22 carries for 69 yards and he was targeted 10 times for 9 catches. Like that's a big percentage of the offense. Do you know what I mean? Where did we talk about that? That was on the Oklahoma review against Michigan. Go back.
The tier was everything.
Yeah, go back and listen to that if you haven't listened to that one. People. But it was because he had the number of pass attempts and rush attempts was crazy. So that made me think about that with McCaffrey. Like they really lean on him. Like he's good. Like you should. But man, that's 22 carries and 10 targets. Like that's a big percentage of the offense.
That looked like his offensive player of the year season, and this looked like Bosa's defensive player of the year season.
Great call. That's a great takeaway if you're a San Francisco fan.
But the rest of the offense looks pretty thin. If it wasn't for Pearsall, I mean. Yeah. Now that Kittle, we don't know.
Yeah, we need him back. We need Kittle back and Pearsall to continue to recover from his gunshot wound last year.
Yeah, but a San Francisco fan has to feel good seeing that defense, seeing Saleh and that defense perform like that, and seeing McCaffrey at full power. And then for Seattle, the defense looks good. Jackson Smith and Jigba looks great.
Yep.
But there's got to be that feeling like, man, where's the run game? Kenneth Walker's healthy now. Charbonnet's the personnel looks like it's there, but they got to start protecting Darnold better and opening up better run lanes, because that's already a division loss. So it's tough.
And I think Cooper Kupp's going to be okay there. I think he's going to be a nice third option possession receiver type thing. I think he's going to be great. So,
yep. Well, we'll see. I guess, you're right. That's the one guy they have to lean into, and he had a key drop in this game, which you never, ever see Kupp drop. And I actually, so as a final note, on that play, I think it was like a kind of on the inside of it was over the middle, and I saw it. I was like, wait, was that Kupp? That can't be right. And I just, because I think of his Triple Crown year. That guy does not drop a pass. No. So it could be they still have to gel. I mean, that it will give them time for it to come together.
And I know you don't forget that stuff. You don't go from 1,700 yards catching everything to what I mean? So, So,
all right. Well, I mean, that's all we got for this one. It felt like a playoff game. And if you're still with us, we appreciate you checking out our channel. We know it's small. So if you like what we got going on, we'd appreciate a like, maybe a subscribe, or even share the show with somebody you think might like what we got going on.
We're football fans. We watch football on Saturday and Sunday, and that's why it's called this.
Yep. All right. So for Jeff Dover, I'm John Barbin, and that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.